Hi, I wanted to give you a really good introduction today on what mindfulness is and why it is such an important tool. My name is Brianna. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a mom of two great kids. I've got a 1-year-old little boy and a 3-year-old. Oh, she just turned 4 over the weekend. A 4-year-old daughter now. I'm also a clinical social worker. I've worked in lots of different settings. Most recently, done behavioral health therapy. And one of the techniques I always included in my sessions with clients, as well as a group that I ran weekly on this topic, was mindfulness. Mindfulness is so important for our emotional health, just to help us maintain balance, especially in the chaotic world that we live in today. So what I want to do in this video is just to share with you what is mindfulness and why is it important for you to be practicing in your daily life. So mindfulness is defined as paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally. Jon Kabat-Zinn is like the father of mindfulness, and that's the way that he breaks down the definition of what it is. I want to break that down even further because that was kind of a mouthful, and so what does that actually mean? So, have you ever found yourself driving to work, the same job every day, or maybe you go to the grocery store every week, you're doing some task that's always the same every week, every day, every month, whatever it is. You drive there, by the time you actually get there, you don't remember making that drive. You have no real conscious memory of it. All you know is you left your house, you showed up to your destination, you know there was a red light there somewhere, there's some lights. You don't remember if it's green, red. You don't remember because you're not actually paying attention. That's called being on autopilot. We find ourselves on autopilot and just going through the motions of life. We're not connecting with things. We're not experiencing everything, for better or worse. We're just going through. Mindfulness is the exact opposite of that. It's about paying attention to every moment, every experience, and really engaging and connecting. You know, in the world of technology, we have so much stimulation always, and we tend to be really distracted now. That's not good for our emotional health. It's not good for our brain. One of the comments I got most often while doing therapy is, I don't know how to shut my brain off. I don't know how to quiet it down, especially at nighttime. I don't know how to just turn it all off. So mindfulness, we go to mindfulness to try to help with that. Mindfulness can be done in so many ways. So a lot of times it's through like formal meditation, and I'll talk more about that in a few, but other times it's just about connecting with the experience. So the best example of someone who's practicing mindfulness all the time is going to be my daughter. Most toddlers her age, they practice mindfulness all the time. So if I go outside on a nice warm sunny day with my daughter, we're going to walk right next to each other, and she is going to see every single item that's around her. If there's a red door, she's going to point to the red door and make sure I see it. If there's a bee buzzing, she's going to hear that and pay attention to that long before I've noticed. If there's a warm breeze, she's going to maybe laugh because something got, blown into her face, maybe like when we were walking by a tree, maybe something tickled her. If there's a crack on the sidewalk, she's jumping over the sidewalk on that little crack. She's taking every single thing in and she's experiencing it. What am I, as her mommy, walking next to her doing? It's a very good chance that I'm thinking about my to-do list. What am I making for dinner that night? What laundry do I need to do when I get home? What are our weekend plans? What bills do I need to pay? Who do I have to call when I get home? There's 1,000 things that I'm thinking about instead of me maybe feeling the warm sun on my face right now, or taking a deep breath and smelling the freshly cut grass, or maybe just feeling what it feels like to have my little precious 4-year-old daughter holding her hand in mine. That's mindfulness, connecting with the experience that you're in and just enjoying those moments, just feeling them. That helps us to learn how to calm down. It helps keep our brain from being kind of on sensory overload all the time. Helps us just to be happier because we are enjoying and appreciating those moments that we are in instead of just letting life pass us by. So I want to break down quickly just what the definition of mindfulness is. So that first part is paying attention. So that's like what I was just talking about. Increasing your awareness to what is actually going on, to the situation that you're in, okay? That's breaking out of autopilot, saying, okay, what am I doing? Only doing that, okay? The next part, on purpose. This is really important. Mindfulness is an intentional practice. So whether you are choosing to go outside and take a deep breath to see what smells you smell, or if you are sitting down to do a formal meditation practice, or if you are just taking a second to focus on your breathing, you're doing it intentionally. You're not just happening to notice, oh, my window's open. Oh, I guess someone must be cutting their grass. No, you are opening your window with the intention to take that breath, okay? You're opening that bottle of essential oil with the intention to breathe it in, to feel better, to feel different. This is an intentional practice, and that's what makes mindfulness so important. You are making the choice to slow down and do something for you. The next part is in the present moment, being here. Not being distracted. This is the part that takes a lot of practice. Our mind naturally wants to wander. Our mind is designed, it's programmed to go and go and go. And that's what allows us to multitask and be so efficient all the time. But we shouldn't do that all the time. It's a really helpful skill that we all have, but learning how just to slow down is so important to us, okay? So being in the present moment is probably one of the biggest hubs of mindfulness. Engaging your senses. Anytime you can engage your senses, it's going to force you to connect back into the moment that you're in, okay? The last part, non-judgmentally. This is also important. So if you find yourself struggling a little bit as you practice this skill, it's okay. Give yourself some grace because it can be hard. So instead of the way that I used to lead every group, every week, we'd start off with this question. What did you do to practice mindfulness this week? If you didn't do anything, that's okay. What are you planning to do this week? We're not going to criticize. We're not going to harshly judge. Yes, we want to hold ourselves accountable, but the most important part of this is actually doing it. So anytime you find yourself being like, oh gosh, I really tried this, or man, I'm doing this meditation and I feel like I'm struggling today. Okay, simply notice the thought. Don't beat yourself up for it and just focus on connecting back, okay? So that's mindfulness in a nutshell. It's such an important skill, and I hope that this helps you to understand why this is important and why I'm going to keep talking about this over and over and over again. All right? Thanks, guys.